Previously on Hackway Heights. You literally have $20,000.
Yeah, but once we touch that money, it's it's a thing.
I want to push towards the Hackway.
Yeah, maybe we should take out some spending money so we don't have to open this large bag.
I think you need medical attention.
There's a place I know at the Indigo Ranch where I think I could get that done.
Indigo Ranch, sir.
It's going to be $250.
I've heard that there's some cheap digs near the Greasy Mandolin and that they serve some food.
You can pay the $10 and you can do whatever you want with the biscuits and the gravy and the eggs.
I was looking for some body armor of types.
$200.
I'll pay the $200.
You're going to go to the marble races at the Gallagay Glassworks and bet on some marble races?
I think 5,000 on Vroomer, and we're going to be set.
If we lose, we run away.
Devastator wins again, motherfuckers!
I think we have to really be worried about our lives at this juncture because we're wanted people.
And Nezzy hears the name of his son. And for the first time in a long time, father and son's eyes lock.
We're sitting here thinking that's going to be like Pretty Woman or something. We're just going to go shopping.
Why is it like Pretty Woman? I'm feeling it. I am feeling so pumped. Episode 3 of Out of Depth Plays Hackway Heights, an Electric Bastionland RPG actual play podcast. I'm really excited because last episode ended on a cliffhanger for Nezbit. Our 3 party members, Sallie, Tremolo, and Nezbit, went to the marble races with a bag of $20,000. Well, it was less than $20,000 because they went shopping and bought a few goodies for themselves. But it wasn't all just like, gear. It was practical stuff like biscuits and gravy.
And mimosas.
Maybe a picture or two of mimosas.
Also, medical attention for Nezbit.
How could we forget
medical
attention for Nezbit? But you made your way with whatever money you had left to the Gallagay Glassworks to engage in some betting on some marble races, and there's a pit crew that's waxing the pipe works that the marbles race through in between races. They're a bunch of kids, and one of these kids accidentally collapses some of the track. You hear the clatter of copper pipes and this black-haired, long, stringy, it looks wet all the time kind of hair. He's slender in a suit. He's got a perfectly round pot belly, but his clothes don't look like they've adjusted. He hasn't bought clothes to adjust to said pot belly, so they just kind of stretch. The buttons are hanging on around it. Demeans, verbally abuses this child in front of everybody and refers to him as Barney, which is the name of Nezbit's son. And when Nezbit looks, he sees it is his son. And his son sees his father, who has just lost $7,000 at the tracks. Nezbit, what would you like to do?
Nezbit is marching right over to the guy that was yelling at Barney and threatening to withhold food from him.
And there's people like kind of going like, "Hey man, you okay? Everything all right?" Like they think you're still like in that like I just blew it twice.
Yeah.
Funk. You may not even register these people are even touching you or talking to you. It's tunnel vision, right?
Right.
All right. You start making your way over there, and Barney is staring at you in shock. How long has it been since you've seen your son?
So how long was the jail sentence again?
I would say you guys were in there for a few months, maybe 6.
For a few months. So yeah, it might be close to a year since I've seen him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been a year. He's taller, considerably.
I noticed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of tunnel vision on this guy that was talking to Barney.
You're stepping over this like rope that's cordoned off the racetrack.
Yeah.
It's got those like little flags and those little plastic flags, different colors. And it's on like a little string rope, and you bust through that, marching through. This guy who was talking to Barney, he turns around and he just gets this quizzical look on his face, and he's looking at you, trying to figure out what you're doing. And he says, "It's fine. It will be fixed. We'll be able to get another race going in just a matter of moments." And he turns to start like telling the other kids, hurry it up, get your hands out of your pockets, get to work.
How dare you talk to my boy like that? How dare you? Barney, come over here, boy.
And Barney stands still. He's like frozen in space, not sure where he's supposed to go. And this guy looks at you and he goes, "Oh, the deadbeat. Am I right? I was told about you."
If I was such a deadbeat, I wouldn't have been able to make such a high bet, okay? I was down on bad times, and now I'm in a good place again, and I'm taking my boy back. You're not gonna withhold food from a young boy like that, especially when he's mine.
I'm sorry, but your son has been invested at the Bank of Wayward Youths. He is under my care. We are ensuring that your son is going to become a great, outstanding citizen of Bastion. You, unfortunately, were not the one who signed him over. I don't answer to you, nor should anybody answer to a deadbeat like you. Good day, sir.
How close are we to, like, the rest of the crowd? Like, can other people overhear this argument?
Oh, it is so on display for everybody.
You're on stage, basically.
Yeah, you're essentially on a stage, like doing this. It's in a parking lot. It's kind of cordoned off. There's like a makeshift shed where they place the bets. It's got handwritten signs. It's not super professional. There's bleachers that have been set up, like old wooden bleachers are set up outside. And everybody is just like eating popcorn, watching the show.
All right, I'm going to very loudly then kind of put on this bit of a show then. Listen here, you slime bag. We had an agreement. I put 5,000 on Vroomer like you said. You said that you would give me Barney, okay? Now, are you a man of your word or not? Barney, come here. And I just like start walking over to Barney.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to potentially rile up the onlookers.
That's right. I heard it all.
And so Sallie comes up. She's that plant in the audience who's like, I heard the whole thing. Holy shit, you guys.
$1,000 of that money was my life savings, and I gave it to him because you promised that it's Vroomer.
We gave you what you wanted. You said there was no way Vroomer was going to win and that this was untrackable. And now you're going to make a scene about it? This is on you.
Make a charisma check, and you get advantage, so you can take, you only have to roll 2d6 to get under your charisma, which is, for people listening at home, David has the best charisma of everybody in the party. So this might be like fish in a barrel. I don't even know if you can roll over it.
No, it's guaranteed to win.
Oh.
Yeah, it's even a high roll, 10, but
it's locked. It's locked in.
It's locked.
Okay. You absolutely, the whole crowd is like, the hell's going on? That guy's placing bets on races and working them kids at slime ball. And you can hear people like getting angry, like, hey, and this dude is backing up like, whoa, I don't, and as this chaos is starting to build, Tremolo, you see out of the corner of your eye a carriage stopping, the door opening of the carriage, and out steps a mock hound dog, and behind him another human being. And you know both of these people because they work for Mr. Dick.
What are their names?
Howdy the Hound, and Kank, the deckhand. Kank and Howdy.
What's that? Kink?
Yep, with 2 Ks. They step out. You know how the carriage has those like little 2 steps before you get down onto the ground? Howdy is on the bottom step, and he's pointing out there. Now, this is a very important question. Answer truthfully, because we haven't mentioned it, I don't think. Which one of you 3 has the money?
I do.
Okay. Right now, they're spotting, because he's highly visible, Nezbit, Tremolo. They're a ways away, and there's a crowd of people kind of swarming and building around this stage for the races. So they're not going to be able to get up there quick, and they probably don't want to do it in such a huge public situation. So what would you want to do right now?
I've got to make my way through the crowd and get Sallie's attention first.
And Sallie, you're not too deep. You're like kind of in the crowd.
Pretending to be really, really upset. Not too far up.
I think just a few steps, because we were right beside each other, but then she like stepped up and did her thing. So.
Okay. So you reach up. You feel a tug on your coat.
What?
We have to go. We have to go. Howdy's here. Mr. Dick's man, Howdy is here. We have to go.
Oh, Tremolo, I gotta get Nezbit out of here. You stay in between people's legs. Go west. Go west on the pedwalk, okay? Just start.
West on the pedwalk.
Yes, I'll catch up with you, okay? You just stay hidden, okay? I gotta get Nezbit and Barney out, okay? Go.
Okay.
All right. I make my way to Barney.
Okay. You start pushing through these people, and you can see Barney is still kind of frozen. It's that weird kid thing. He's edged closer to his dad, but also he hasn't seen his dad in a year, and he doesn't know what go with dad means right now. He's just as confused about this situation. He's more confused about this situation than the gentleman that Nezzy's talking to. So you sneak up there to the side, and you do what?
I actually just pull him away. Like I have some sort of authority as like a woman and a matronly person, and just kind of pull him over to the side.
Yeah, if I'm seeing that, I'll kind of give Barney a nod of like, trying to tell him like this is someone you can go with.
And the gentleman that works for the bank is just going, what is happening right now? Who do you think you are? And who is this woman?
The cops are here. They'll take Barney, okay? It'll be fine. And I just keep going.
Okay. As that's happening, you don't mention anything to Nezzy about?
I don't.
Could not, right?
Because like Barney is that far away, but I'm kind of headed towards him, and I'm like,
yeah, pulling him. You're kind of giving the eye,
yes.
Crazy eyes.
Let's
stop this.
Yes, let's go. We don't have hand signals yet, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we're new to this.
I don't know if I'm looking at the crowd and looking at Tremolo, or if I would be able to perceive that something is going. Oh, Tremolo.
No. Yeah, I'm sending him away. I want Tremolo to get to safety if none of this too. That's kind of the thought.
The gentleman from the Bank of Wayward Youths looks at Nezzy and says, I'm not a fighter. I'm not here to trade blows with you, you brute. I understand what you're trying to do here. I've heard about you. I'm going to go speak to the boy's mother and his real father. And I'm going to make sure that every policeman in Hackway Heights finds you and retrieves your son and puts him where he deserves to be, in our care. It's the only way to make him better. You've made a grave mistake.
Well, I don't know how they're going to trust some scoundrel that's been openly proven to be fixing races at the cost of all of these people here.
Come on, Nezzy, let's go.
With that line, like, the crowd is, like, pushing in, like, wait, this guy was fixing races? Yeah. And you can hear the people that were like, Deviant's caress was a sham. They're the ones who are just like, I fucking knew it. And they're leading the charge. Like, we want our money back. We knew that marble was bullshit. And you hear the guy with the glove and the pencil mustache going, Deviant's caress was a winner fair and square. I've never met that man in my life. And no one can hear him at all. And the Devastator guy's like, but Devastator, his power
is devastating.
It's true.
He's a champion.
Just power of Devastator.
I once like everybody's yelling, I'm saying to Nezzy, Howdy's here. Howdy's here.
Okay. And I'm trying to find some sort of side exit, or maybe I'm just following. I'm probably just trying to follow.
I'm just trying to get lost in the crowd first, and then yes, I am looking for the same thing.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stay with Barney.
Walking through people's legs, looking for some sort of sign of an exit that is not the one that they were coming through.
Everybody in the group roll a d6.
I got a 1.
I got a 2.
I got a 1.
Oh, no. We're great. We're great. Right. We got this.
I want to make sure I have all the details correct. Sallie has the money.
Yes.
And the boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nezzy has a shield. Yes. Tremolo has a helm with a radio.
I have an urchin as well.
You also have a sea urchin.
That's
and
right.
a squid hook.
I do.
Tremolo, you're walking, going through the path. As you're ducking through, you bump into Kank, who turns around and says, well, hello, little buddy. Seems like you all have a bit of explaining to do.
Hello, Kank. How you come to race some marbles today? Quite a crowd. They're in a bit of an uproar.
He puts his hand on your shoulder, and he says, where's the money?
Say again?
The money, little fella. We're going to need that money.
Oh, what money do you mean? Kank. Old pal?
Mr. Dick is not pleased, and he's very concerned about his investment.
Did you see what happened? The whole place got blown up. Everything got blown up to smithereens. I was lucky that I got out alive.
Let's just keep walking back to the carriage, okay?
Oh, yes. I appreciate the help. I was trying to get out of here. It's very hard for a little guy like me to see my way. Thank you. You're very kind.
You can see in his one hand, he has this anchor-shaped weapon. And he has it kind of situated behind his back a little bit. Just a little. You can see it, though. And he starts guiding you back towards the carriage. Nezbit, you feel this kind of felt paw brush against you. Well. If it isn't old Nezbit. Looks like you're in a bit of a situation, my friend. You gonna make your way back to Mr. Dick with me, or are we gonna have a tussle?
No, I was looking for you guys. I'm glad you're here. You can really help us get out of this predicament we're in.
Well, come on there, partner. We're gonna make our way over here to this carriage, all right?
Sounds good. Perfect.
Now, where's Sallie?
Sallie? I'm not sure if she was with us. I'm not sure if she came in, but I think the last time I saw her, she was at the Greasy Spoon.
And he starts kind of puts his hand in your arm, and you see that he has this long collar in his hand, like a dog collar, that he could possibly use as a lasso. And he starts escorting you towards the carriage. Sallie, you can see through the crowd, as you were separating from Nezbit, that this mock hound dog Howdy has brushed up against him. And everybody's attention is towards this banker of wayward youths. What do you want to do?
I want to find something to kind of crouch behind with Barney.
Okay. There's the betting station, like the little shack where they place bets. So you crouch over, And you can see that Nezzy, Tremolo, and the two goons are starting to separate from the crowd into a little space in the parking lot by themselves. And they're still scanning around for where you are.
Yeah, and I say, Bonnie, this is a big decision I'm about to ask you. Do you want to stay here and learn how to be a good citizen? Or are you ready to enter a life of crime? I was about your age when I had to make this decision myself. Okay, sweetie? If you want to stay here, that's fine. I'll get you some food and you'll just stay here and you'll be fine.
Those are my options?
Yeah.
Crime.
You choose crime?
For sure.
All right. And I like pat him on his cheeks and all right. And I was like, I need you to get outside and just be hidden. All right. On your own. Can you do that? Just around the side of the building, the west side of the building.
His eyes start darting around. Okay.
All right.
Are you going to come get me?
Yeah.
But what if I hide real good?
If you hear me whisper your name, you come out. Okay. But nobody else. Well, maybe your dad.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Let's do this. And all right, so I am zigzagging, still looking for another exit.
It's like an open space. I mean, there's a street.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a parking lot. There's like fences, and you see Barney kind of darting through the fence towards like the Gallagher factory.
Mm-hmm.
And away from the factory, you can see the street where the carriages, the goon carriages, and you can see other carriages going by. You see, food carts that people stop here to get in on the action from the people placing bets in the marble races. Where are you looking to go?
Are there other carriages going up? Like, do I see like taxis?
Let's find out. No.
Okay. Then I am zigging and zagging to where there are like clumps of people or carts, like you said, to remain unseen, like speeding and just going.
You're trying to avoid detection.
Yes.
So as you're doing this, I need you to make a dex check
yes.
to see how slick you are about this.
Let's be slick. Let's do slick. Right?
Yeah. And yeah, they are looking for you.
Yeah. That was pretty darn high. What is that? 12. So still under my dex, but really high. Okay.
You're able to weave in and out, and you get to this food cart that is. Do you want to be close to where their carriage is?
Yeah, I guess what I'm thinking is, again, I told Barney to go to the west side, so I'm kind of, if they're right in front, then I'm going towards the west side of the front so that I can see where they're going to go, but I'm also going to meet up with Barney.
Yeah, you see them starting to move through. You get to like this food cart, this vendor who is selling jelly, like these little jars of jelly. He's got this case open and it's got this like squid image on it. It's squid jellies, different flavored squid jelly. And you can see like he's fully stocked and he's like, oh, shucks, I'm not going to sell anything again.
Hey, do you have anything to put the jelly on?
What?
Do you have anything to put the jelly on? Like bread? Like tortillas? I don't know.
Like bread?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I take that's a no. Okay.
No. Thanks for the tip. I should have bread out here. People want to eat the jelly on the bread? Of course.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
I don't want it right now because you don't have bread. I was going to buy some and now I'm not going to.
I can have like little testers out on the platter of.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is like, I'm going to be able to sell this jelly next week. And he yells, he's like, thank you. Thanks, lady who's right there. Okay.
I was like, shut your mouth. No, I won't.
Shut up. I got a pitchfork.
Shut up.
Yeah. And you see Tremolo and Nezzy starting to get corralled to this carriage. Nezzy, what are you trying to do? Are you just going to go along?
No. So I'm trying to just kind of make small talk with what's the guy's name again?
The one who has you is Howdy. That's the hound dog.
That's Howdy. Okay. And he has like a lasso, you said?
Yeah, he has a lasso.
So yeah, as we're approaching the carriage, I'm gonna kind of like over in the distance be like, "Oh, Sallie, there you are." Does that distract? Does that
the old what's that over there?
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Chris,
need to
what
know
is that?
if that got his attention.
I'm gonna say it does because he's looking for her, and so he are you point like he's on your right? Do you point to your left, and he's looking over your shoulder?
Right.
Is that what you want to do? Okay, yeah, he looks over there.
And then I am going to, with the squid hook, try and just slash his lasso and slash the loose noose of his lasso, and then run. Whether or not I succeed or fail, run.
Okay. Let's see how successful you are at doing that. All right, I need to make a save. And I am going to fail. You're going to slash his lasso with your squid hook.
Yeah.
And you hook it out of his hands, and you're going to just take off. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Tremolo, when this happens, what are you going to do?
Oh no, look at that. And I swing my head back with my antenna, trying to poke him in the eye, to poke Kank in the eye with my antenna. Oh no, look at that.
Because we're Tremolo and I like side by side, basically.
You were just behind me.
Yeah.
Oh,
The way I was picturing
Okay. Unfortunately, Kank like smacks your antenna like, stop it. And he grabs a hold of you. He like puts his hand on the top of your head of your helm. And he's like, don't move. And he turns around and sees Nezzy booking it, like just running. And Howdy is going to give chase after him. And Kank is going to reach down and he's going to grab you. If you want to resist this, you can either make a dex save or a strength save to either out strong arm him from getting grabbed, or a dex save to slip out, which I'll let you choose.
So when you said he grabbed my helm and then looked, that's when I tried to dex out of my helm.
Okay.
Just whoop, out of it.
Okay. Go for it.
And I roll a what? Just
3d6.
3d6.
And you're getting under your dex stat.
10. And my dex is 11.
Okay. You do so he grabs a hold of your helm. Just sit there for a second. He's looking. And then you just sink down out of your helm. And are you going to go in the same direction as Nezzy, or are you going to go in opposite directions?
I'm pretty close to the carriage. And it's just horses, right?
Yeah, it's two horses. It is two horses.
He's going to he's going to get on the carriage.
There is a driver.
Oh, then he's not going to do that. He's going to run the other direction.
I feel bad because I really want you to
go.
do whatever the hell it is.
I really wanted to
do. I want you to just reach up and like deck this driver and do whatever the fuck it is that you were planning on doing. But there is a driver.
So instead, he's running the other direction. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay. You guys start splitting. Sallie, you see them splitting apart. What do you want to do?
Who's running towards me then? Or
you've looped her out, so Nezzy is running towards you.
Nezzy's running towards
and
me.
Tremolo's
Okay.
running away from you.
Okay. And all right, so staying hidden. They're definitely going to. I want to stay hidden. I'm guessing Howdy is chasing him.
Yeah. We're about to do a little dex off to see if Howdy catches up.
Okay, I'm kind of waiting to spring and trip Howdy. Yeah, I'm gonna get on
perfect.
and get on top of him.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, David, give me a dex check, and I'm gonna roll one for Howdy.
I got 8, which is just below my dex.
And I got 9. You
Oh, is that how this works? Where it's
actually I got
my
10.
dex versus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got lower than mine, which means you're gonna run out, and then Sallie, you're gonna put your foot out to.
Or I'm gonna put my the other end of my pitchfork. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. So like from behind this trash can, this pitchfork jabs out. If this was a movie, it would be like from Friday the 13th Part 3D, where the pitchfork goes straight at the camera. And Howdy trips over the pitchfork Nezzy, you're running and you can look back and you see Howdy sprawling out, and Sallie is now clearly visible on your side of this trash can. Tremolo, you're running away. We're going to do a little dex off too, as actually, hang on a second. All right, he does notice that you ducked away. Okay. I was gonna see like how long he's gonna stand there with this helm and just not know that you're gone. But you do have a head start on him, so we're gonna do a little dex off here. 3d6.
Yeah, I have 13.
Does that even beat your dex?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Mine's 11.
I got 8 this time. Kank is gonna catch up to you.
Okay.
And he is going to dive out and tackle you to the ground. You guys are kind of like rolling.
When we do some rolls and he's rolling over on top of me, my little hands pop out with a pistol right in his face.
Oh gosh.
Okay. We're going to put a pin in that for right now because that shit got crazy. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
All right. So he tackles you. You guys roll through the cobblestone, and there's like this vendor's just like, yeah, hey, where do I get bread at? This bakery. Oh shit, there's a mock lizard and a guy on it. That guy's got a gun. And Sallie, you have now tripped this guy. What do you want to do?
I want to hop
You're
on
right
his
next to him.
Yeah, like so he gone sprawling?
Yeah. Spread eagle. He just, biffed it right on the ground.
I want to get just like right on top of him, holding like hand on hand, or basically my pitchfork is laying across his neck and hands,
Okay.
kind of putting all weight on all of those. And I'm trying to get the lasso out of his hands so that I can start tying him up.
The lasso was kind of hooked out from Nezzy. Like
it's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was broken, but I wasn't sure if I
it's
could
fine.
still use remnants. Okay, that's fine. And I'm like, Nezzy!
Yeah. After I see he falls, I am gonna try and double back and help restrain him in some way.
So you do like a little suicide sprint, touch the line, you start booking it back the other way.
Right. Once, because I see Sallie as I'm passing, so I can see that something's about to happen. Once I hear the crash, I'll turn around. Also, like, Howdy, I don't know if he's someone. Is he someone we would have like done an operation with, or do we know from reputation how strong or like?
He
like
is
from reputation, like would we be afraid of him if we actually try to take him on? That's what I want.
He and Kank both have a reputation.
Yeah.
You haven't done any jobs with him. The job that you guys just did was your first.
That was
job.
our first, right.
He is a low level goon, maybe a step above you guys.
Okay.
So he's not he's a problem. Not necessarily like how Mr. Dick's a problem. He's not that level, of course.
Right.
But he's a low-level thug for the organization.
Got it.
And Sallie's got him pinned down. You're coming back. He's going to make a little strength check to push Sallie off.
Okay. Do I strength check as well? Or no?
No, this is just for him to get out. His strength is... All right. All he's going to be able to do is get out from underneath you.
Okay.
Right? He kind of rolls. It's going to be like a neutral position where you're both on the ground looking at each other.
Yeah.
And he's saying, you made a big mistake, ma'am. You're going to both be in a lot of trouble if you don't get in this carriage and come see Mr. Dick.
Hi, Howdy.
I'm going to draw my gun on him as well now.
Okay. Tremolo has his gun drawn. Kank, his eyes get real big. And he says, now who the hell would have gave you one of those, friend?
The Union of Structural Preservationists. No, I'm sorry. Oh, I thought it was Nezzy. Sorry.
Gail, I swear to God. I swear.
Kink, I already told you. Everything was blown up to smithereens. So many people with the Union came in and shot everyone up, and they left a few things behind on their dead bodies. So I found this. But Kink, I need you to do a little push-up, please, and stay right there.
His hands go up, and he starts to get up
Oh,
on
no,
his knees.
a push-up? So he pushes.
Yeah.
So he has to do a push-up. So he pushes himself
Yeah.
up so I can weasel out. And I just
Okay.
want him to stay in that push-up.
Oh, you're making him plank it,
I've
huh?
got a gun. My gun is touching his head.
Okay.
It's like,
Sweat is starting to come down his brow as he's like trying to hold himself up in this position. David, you pull your gun. Nezzy pulls his gun on Howdy, his pistol. And what do you say?
I say, Howdy, let's be honest. This is not worth your life. Walk away.
He stands up. He's been disarmed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you made a big mistake, partner.
Howdy.
Ma'am.
And I realize that I've gotten into Salty's accent on accident, and I correct. And we know that we were set up by Dick. We know that he's not going to let us go. We also have what he wants. So if he wants it, he has to agree to let us go. And I don't think he's going to do that, do you?
He's a little bit more reasonable than you think he is. I mean, you all have been put in a bit of a bind, and we're not the only ones looking for you. You weren't exactly, covering
It wasn't
your tracks.
us. It was the Union of Structural Preservationists.
Be that as it may, you guys have a lot of questions that need to be answered, and there's a lot of folks who want to ask you them questions, not just Mr. Dick. Now, you can either come with us, or you can wait till the guards get you, because they know about it too. Being on the run ain't much fun.
did you say the guards? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
like the police.
Oh,
The detectives are investigating.
Well, we know we were set up by either Mr. Dick or by the people that came in all guns a-blazing. And I'm going to take a bet that we were the patsies for Mr. Dick, because he might just kill us.
I'm telling you right now, it wasn't Mr. Dick.
Then you tell me what happened. I'm sure Mr. Dick has been poking his nose around. What does Mr. Dick think happened?
Nezzy, let's go ahead and put that pistol down for now, and let's go
Absolutely
talk about
not.
this.
No.
Aim it at his leg, Nezzy.
There's people around. You're making a scene. Let's just go ahead and calm it down a little bit.
All right.
You got
Howdy.
me dead to rights. I'm not going to make a move. You understand that.
Howdy. I'll go with you. But the other two aren't.
No,
And they're
Sallie.
not bringing the money either.
That's not a good bet. I say, Howdy, why don't we take a stroll back to the carriage?
No.
That's what I want to do. We all stroll back to the carriage and we talk
We all
about this
stroll
like
back to
regular
the
folks.
carriage. We all stroll back to the carriage, but you're not getting on. All right? You're disarmed. You don't have the chips right now, okay?
I think when we talk about it, we'll see if that's how you really feel. While this is happening, Tremolo, you can see that there's off in the distance, you can see that Sallie and Nezzy are at an impasse with Howdy, but you can also see they look to be in control of the situation.
Genk, would you please tell me, what do you know about our situation and what happened? Because we're really at a loss.
It was all set up by Anita Indigo.
Oh. I find that very odd. Not that I know an Anita Indigo in any way, shape, or form, but that seems very unlike her character.
I don't know anyone like that, but that doesn't sound like her.
How did she set it up? Does the union work for her?
She paid off a few members of the Union of Structural Integrity to go in and do the job. They're disrupting what was happening. Now we could go, and he's like having trouble spitting his words out because he's still in this plank position. Now, if you don't mind,
Please stay exactly where you are. You're starting to slip down a little bit, Kenk. I need you to bring it up. Bring it up. Thank you.
Yep.
No. Why are you after us then? If you know that Anita did it, go after Anita.
We were hoping to recover some items that were missing from the scene.
You said Anita did it, so she has it.
You make a valid point. But now that we know that you're all alive, we wanted to see what you all knew about it. And Mr. Dick wanted to bring you all in for safety before the Detective Vesker got a hold of you.
Oh, well, that's very nice of Mr. Dick, I'm sure. How did you know we were here, Kenk?
We've been looking all over the city. We're not the only ones looking. And while this
Nezzy, what are we going to do?
And you all can hear Tremolo's got this gun on this guy. This mock lizard has this trained on Kank, who's in a plank, Kank in the plank position. And you all are kind of moving with Howdy back towards the carriage. And he's in the process of telling you basically what Kank is telling Tremolo. That needed Indigo. She didn't want that deal to go down, partner. It's all on her. Now, if you folks got that money, we'd like to have that money back. And Mr. Dick wants to get you guys on another deal here. Get you guys back out on the field, but he's looking to protect y'all.
Why does he think that we have the money?
The money's missing.
Yeah. And we were getting shot up by the Union. Don't you think they have it?
Well, he's going down every avenue. He was hopeful that maybe you all had come up with the funds.
We're not even sure if there was money in there. There was a bomb that went off. There could have been a bomb in that case that Mr. Dick sent, for all we know.
Hey, that's above my pay grade. So, I understand you guys have a lot of questions. Let's just go back to Mr. Dick, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Howdy.
And we'll have a conversation. You guys look like you're a little worse for wear.
Nezzy, I think he's right. I think we should go back under our terms.
Sallie, I think we might have burned this bridge. I really do.
No, it sounds like the bridge is still open.
Well, if you ain't got the money, partner, then what bridge have you burned? It's not like you guys, took that money and spent it on crazy goods and biscuits and gravy. That's what I would do if I had $20,000. I'd probably hit up that Greasy Mandolin and get that all-you-can-eat biscuit and gravy buffet. Maybe place a couple of dollars down on the marble races, if I was feeling foolish. That's what I would do anyway. But you guys ain't doing that. Right?
I'd love an insight check right now. on how much does he know?
How much have they been following you?
Yeah.
Flashback to Howdy sitting at that corner booth, the Greasy Mandolin, just watching us.
Yeah, just throwing biscuits and gravy and it's just falling out on the ground. Rad Tad is like, son of a bitch. I'm not cleaning that up.
Just like that hedgehog.
Just like that hedgehog last week. I ain't cleaning up your mess. Be more like that lizard over there playing the violin. He eats over his plate.
Sallie, I don't know about you, but I'd feel a lot more comfortable being in control of where that carriage goes.
That I agree. That's why I said under our conditions.
Are we gonna get?
Are you guys close now? Because you guys are
yeah. Everybody's
Yeah.
kind of close. And Tremolo, you're starting to get the impression people now know you have a gun. There is a group of people here.
Yeah. Hello, Nezzy, Sallie. I'm in a bit of a spot here. I know Kenk fairly well, and I feel like we're very good chaps in this moment, but once I lower this pistol, he may not be as kind as he currently is.
Okay. Lower the pistol and let's see. Kank,
Oh.
are you friends or not? I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm they're standing real nonchalant, but I'm ready to stab him.
He's got his hands on his anchor weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But he says, look, we were just wanting to bring you guys in. That's it. We didn't know you guys had pistols and stuff. Where'd you guys get that?
From the scene from all the people shooting at us that eventually shot each other and then dropped their pistols.
I understood.
I told you, all the dead people, Kank. All the people that were murdered and blown to pieces.
And it was a lot of them, too.
Understood.
I almost was one of the bodies, and I lift up my shirt, show him where the hole went through.
Yeah.
Shit, Nezzy.
And he sees where you have received medical attention for said wound. Huh. Crazy.
So, I just heard that a random person... Who did you say it was again? What was her name? Anita? Was that right? And she rides horses. You were talking about all of this.
I don't think I mentioned the horses,
This
but yeah.
random horse lady called Anita has something to do with all of this, they think.
Oh, yeah, Anita. What are you thinking she's got to do with this? That's right.
All right. We're going to get on this carriage, but we need to decide whether these two are getting on with us.
I believe that maybe we should all get on the carriage and visit a friend. Like, all of our friends. A friend for everybody. A friend.
Tremolo, whose eyes are fixed in place like glass, is trying to wink, but like nothing's happening. He's just like pushing
over the bead.
It's just
pushing his eye towards you guys and raising the other half of his face.
Yes.
All right, you guys get up. Are the weapons still drawn? Because this is going to get messy.
I still have the gun out. I stopped pointing at him so he could get up and do what you were saying, that he like touched his weapon and stuff, but it's still right there.
Yeah, he's not making any moves. He doesn't look like he's in a position to like really try anything. He's a little scared of the pistol. And he sees that Howdy does not have his lasso. So he can see that he's at a disadvantage.
I think I'm going to hop up into the front section with the driver along with Barney.
Okay. Hey, buddy. How is it? Heading over to Mr. Dick's, right? Says the driver. It's cold as hell out here. I've been sitting up here for a long time, running these guys up and down the pathways. And
well, I think there might be a change of destination.
Are you in charge now?
I am.
Okay. It's all on you then. All right. I feel you. And are you guys bringing in Howdy and Kank?
Yes.
So in the back of the carriage is Tremolo, who has his gun trained on Kank.
Could we maybe tie them up or something before we all get in a carriage together? Or
No, I trust him.
Okay. I'm just going to go get my helmet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go get your helmet, put your helmet on, you slip into the carriage. Sallie with her pitchfork trained on Howdy, Tremolo with his gun trained on Kank, and Nezzy on the front with the driver. And you all are going to ride off towards where? Nezzy?
Indigo Ranch.
Indigo
Where
Ranch.
we're going?
I didn't think so. I thought we were going to Mr.
Oh,
Dick,
no?
but you said somewhere else.
It's
No.
up to you, Nezzy. I
That's
don't
with-
like. It's Nezzy's
Yeah.
the one who's going to call it because he's the one up front, and you're kind of going based off of. You guys weren't able to really
Get on the
say what
same
you
page.
wanted to say in front of mixed company.
Mhm.
So, however you interpreted that,
You lead
is
the
how
way,
you're going to
Nezzy.
go.
Yeah. Sallie does not want to go.
Tremolo does.
Okay.
And does Sallie know? Because that would make a difference.
You can hear.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
sound
I'm
of-
going to go with what Nezzy, the vibes Nezzy was getting is that we're heading to Indigo Ranch.
Okay.
That we're not heading back to Mr. Dick. And for the safety of his son, like, I don't think he doesn't think going to Mr. Dick seems like a recipe for safety.
Okay. You all ride off and you tell the driver Indigo Ranch, he shows a little bit of resistance, like, oh, we can't go there. And I'm sure you have, a double-barreled flintlock pistol in your pouch that could.
Yeah, I'm not drawn at him, but
okay.
I motioned to it because I could see he's unarmed, right?
He's old and he's a grizzled old driver. He's not a combatant in any way, shape, or form.
By the way, I have given my urn of milk to Barney. Like, it's not a lot, but it'll put something on your stomach until we can get you some food.
Sure. So you all get in the carriage. That ship sailed. You guys ride off. And we cut back to Barney hiding in the Gallagher factory.
Oh, wait. I thought he said he was getting Barney.
Who got Barney?
No, I said Barney got in the front with me.
Yeah.
Oh, you brought Barney with you? I thought you guys were just leaving Barney behind.
No. I said I was going to get in the front with Barney. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, when did he get picked up?
When did we get Barney?
Run off by himself?
He's right around the corner. It wouldn't be hard to grab him,
wasn't he?
Yeah. No, I mean, he was hidden. We had to go get him, but you or I could go get him. I said, listen for me or your dad.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Barney's on this trip to Indigo Ranch.
Which is why I don't want to go to Indigo Ranch, by the way, guys. But
even better.
I don't know much about Indigo Ranch.
They have horses.
This is what. Oh my God! All right, this changes. Sorry, this changes everything actually because.
Oh yeah.
You say Indigo Ranch.
Yeah.
And Barney tugs on your shoulder, on your elbow. Yeah. Dad.
What?
We're going to Indigo Ranch?
You got a problem with that, son?
She's the one who started the Bank for Wayward Youths.
And what did the Bank of Wayward Youths do to you? Did they take you from your mother? How did you get here?
She invested us in. They made it sound, they got like pamphlets and people coming over talking to her and everything, and they made it sound like really great. They thought it would be best for my future, so I didn't end up like any trails off. You can just see him breathing hard, and the air and the cold night is coming out of his mouth.
So you think the Indigo Ranch is not a safe place for us then, huh?
I'm not really sure.
Well, son, I'm in a tough position choosing between two devils. The devil I know and the devil I don't. I'm pretty terrified of the devil I know, so I was willing to take a flyer on the devil I don't.
Wherever you're going, I'm going too, Dad.
Well, Indigo Ranch patched me up, and I know they're not fans of Mr. Dick. And I'm afraid that mock shark might tear me to shreds, so I think it's the safest place for us right now.
Okay. And you guys start riding off.
I give him a little kiss on the forehead.
Hey everybody, before we get to the rest of this episode, I just wanted to take a minute to ask for your support. Gail and I really love making this podcast, and we really love playing with our friends and telling stories and all the stuff that we've been doing on YouTube. And if you're listening at home and thinking you'd like to give us a little token of appreciation, you absolutely can. Just open up another tab and go to patreon.com/getoutofdepth, and you can lend us a hand monetarily. We're trying to make our content here better while paying any artists that we have involved. Any money made from the Patreon, it goes back into the production of content like this show. So if you head over to patreon.com/getoutofdepth, you can help us make all of this stuff better. And we don't have much to offer other than the product you're listening to now and our eternal gratitude, but who knows, as support for our content grows, so shall our capacity to reward those who've given us a hand. And you can be a part of that by going to patreon.com/getoutofdepth and signing up for any tier that you feel comfortable with. Thank you all so much for listening this far. Holy shit. And now that we've gotten all of this stuff out of the way, let's get back to the rest of the episode.
So at some point, Sallie realizes we're not heading to Mr. Dick's.
Right.
All right, I'm going to stick my head out the window. Where are we going?
I'm going to kind of whisper back to her. I'm just going to kind of mouth because I don't want to set off any alarms for the two people in the backseat. I'm just going to go, shh. Go range.
What?
Do you have a problem with that?
Yeah, you're going to take Barney there? You're going to take me there?
You
like,
think
I
we're
was there
safe?
when you were getting, but you had friends and stuff, and I know Tremolo's made some friends and stuff, but I don't know that Barney and I should go. I was really scared the whole time.
You think we're really safer with Mr. Dick? We've at least been there before. They
I can handle Dick.
Anything.
I don't know Anita.
Oh, I know Anita. She's very nice.
To you?
She's particularly nice to horses.
I'm glad she's nice to horses.
What makes you so confident that you can handle Mr. Dick?
Because he's so predictable. All right, look, can't you just drop me and Bonnie off, and we'll just hide out somewhere until you figure this out with Anita, and then we'll go from there?
You really think Barney's not safe there?
No. I mean, especially if they see Howdy and Kank, I'm kind of worried about them too. I mean, I
certainly appreciate you looking out for us, ma'am. I gotta say, me and Kank here, we don't really much want to go to Anita Indigo's either. She and I aren't on the best of terms, seeing as how I used to work for her and left over a dispute of pay, you understand. We all been there. I'd really appreciate it if we didn't see her again.
I'm interested to know, what's she like?
Mean as a rattlesnake.
Does she know anything about us?
Well, that I can't say much, ma'am. It seems like you guys know a little bit more about her than I thought you did.
Word spreads in prison. I mean it, Nezzy. I mean, it's one thing if you all want to go talk and maybe make something, but I'd feel real much better if we didn't do that.
I don't feel real good about any options that we have, but we have to go somewhere.
I feel pretty great. I like Anita a lot, and I think that she's going to like that we're bringing Howdy and Kank to her. And we'll get to the bottom of this thing and figure out what's what, who did what, and what do people know. And I feel like that's the best plan for any of us, right? Or maybe not you two. Sorry.
I got more friends at Indigo Ranch than I got there. I at least know someone that can patch me up, and I just don't have a whole lot of trust with Mr. Dick, especially because I think he.
Kank, do you have anything you want to tell us about what you know about what happened the other night?
Well, from what we understand, ma'am, you all were supposed to protect Merkin. You're supposed to protect Merkin and take him there to set up a deal with Alderman Oglesby. Now, Alderman Oglesby was supposed to be taking a large sum of money, one of several deposits, if you will.
For what purpose?
I'm getting there. In order to continue the canal work to unite Hackway with the rest of the city. It's in Mr. Dick's best interest to continue what was stopped. Unfortunately, Anita Indigo kind of runs Hackway Heights up until Mr. Dick got in here, and one of the projects she's not interested in continuing is the canal system. She's taking it as a personal front against her power over the borough here, which I understand, but she's not one to give up things very quickly. What we were able to piece together is that she hired some of them unionists to come down and bust things up, and it looked like you all bust them up, if I'm not mistaken.
No, actually, I think that was Merkin.
Went down swinging, did he?
And some of Oglesby, the alderman's people.
You're close. You're in the ballpark. Mr. Dick wanted to get to know what you all know, seeing as how you managed to survive. He said he liked your resilience.
Well, you can understand how it felt like maybe the whole thing was a setup, because we didn't really know what we were doing in the first place, and then everything went to shit in like a few moments' time, and then, how are we supposed to know what to do? And then here we are with pistols, and you two going to a ranch where I didn't know Anita didn't like water. Like, I love water. Why not have a canal? Oh, now I don't know. Oh, goodness gracious.
You can understand our suspicion. We couldn't really figure out why Mr. Dick would bust 3 nobodies out of jail and then put them on a job this big without telling us what anything has happened. Why didn't he send you, Howdy? Why did he send us?
It's a good question.
All good questions, I gotta say. But he doesn't pay me to ask questions. He pays me to get the job done. You guys are kind of interrupting my ability to get that job done. I gotta say, you're doing a very effective job of it. Well, I can say for sure that Anita, she's a tough lady. And, she's just gonna want something from you all, same as Mr. Dick. At least you know Mr. Dick wants you guys alive.
How do we know that?
Yeah.
Well, he's already invested quite a bit of money in y'all. He doesn't want to see that go to waste. And besides, you guys did survive. Merkin didn't even get that much. He was nothing but stuffing when we got there.
Yeah, that stunk.
Couldn't find his hand, though. Damn. And Tremolo's just looking around the carriage. His glassy black eyes not able to meet with Howdy's.
Look, I'm gonna say one more time, I don't think I can go in there, and I think we should go back to Mr. Dick. If you don't want to go back to Mr. Dick, then I would say let Bonnie and me off, and we'll meet you later.
All right, we gotta make a decision. Where are we going?
Sallie's really afraid of Anita.
No shit.
Yeah, can you tell us why you're so afraid of Anita? Do you have some history with her?
And I picture this conversation happening with Nezzy laying flat on the top of the carriage, like hanging upside down, looking through the window.
I do too. Just, I heard her name. She gets horses from the deep country at times and breeds them and stuff. And I, just like everybody in Bastion, they press their thumb on little people.
Well,
Dick's not really any different, but again, I've handled Dick. I can usually just get rid of him. I do think he set me up.
I think you're right.
But and I'm not talking about this job. I'm talking about another job. And sounds like maybe he set up Tremolo too. So I don't like him. I'm not happy with it. But
I think you're right that I need to get Barney safe. But if that's the case, you're not the one getting off. I should get off.
All right.
I need to protect my boy.
All right. If that's what it is, then I'll stay with Tremolo.
And go to Indigo. Where should I meet you?
Where we stayed the other night.
I got you. So I'll just say to the driver, stop the carriage. Are we at a place where I could get onto the Hackway?
Yeah, you could. You guys were probably, if you're going north towards the Indigo Ranch, you were probably heading towards here to ride alongside of it. So I would say actually you're over this way near the Bend Civic Park.
Okay. All right, driver, stop the carriage. My boy and I need to get out.
Well, you do what you got to do there, son.
Anyone want to get up front here?
Nobody says anything in the...
I actually get out. I don't say anything though, but I get out and I give you $100 or no, not $100.
To Nezzy?
To Nezzy, yeah.
Or to me?
To Nezzy, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Very, very slyly. And I do climb up and by the driver.
Okay. And so you guys, so the plan here is this: Sallie and Tremolo, and are you going to leave Tremolo by himself with the Hound and Kank in the carriage?
Maybe.
I mean, that's what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm. For now, yeah.
And then you guys are going to ride where?
To the Indigo Ranch.
And you're doing it without Nezzy and Barney,
mm-hmm.
so that Barney isn't seen by Anita Indigo.
Mm-hmm.
Or Mr. Dick.
Okay. So, David, we're here at the Bend Civic Park. What do you want to do?
I am going to get on the Hackway, and I'm going to take Barney to the shop that we were at with Ronnie and his father.
With Ronnie. Okay.
But I also want to make sure the carriage is out of way. Like, I don't want to know anyone to know what direction I'm heading on the Hackway.
Okay. This is about to get a little messy. Dave, see, that's 1, 2, we're going to call it 3 rolls on the Hackway.
Yeah.
It's a new session. For those listening, we have these little points of interest on a map. You can see them on the YouTube and Twitch version of the game, but we have these little points of interest in the map. And every time my players try to travel in between these points of interest, they have to roll a D6. And if they roll a 1, it will trigger an encounter. And we do this once a session. And then once the encounter is triggered, I don't do that to him anymore. Yeah, Dave, you're going to do this. So number 1, you get on the Hackway. You're zipping around on these bumper cars.
4.
All right. You pass up the stop that you know is Indigo Ranch. And you start making your way towards the Gallery of Transient Art. Roll again for me, sir.
Another 4.
Another 4. You just need 1 more. And you're good to go.
A 6.
All right. You make it to... That could have got crazy real fast. With just Dave.
And his kid.
There's been a whole...
Ready for a laugh of crime, Barney?
That's a whole other conversation we're going to have sometime about where that came from. But yeah, that's a whole other deal. Yeah, you make your way over there to Ronnie, and the shop is like just about to close, and the guy's there. And what do you say? He goes, "Oh, how are you liking the shield, sir?"
Haven't needed a cause for use for it yet. Thank heavens, but I have a favor I need to ask for you.
Okay.
I know Ronnie is very handy himself, and you even mentioned that we should set up a play date when we were here last time. And I need you to watch my boy. And I think he can help around the shop. He's extremely handy. He can come up with gadgets I'd never dreamed of before. And if you can watch him for a few days, I'll give you every cent I have.
And he walks. He says. He pulls Barney. He gestures for Barney to come over, and he says, "Come here, son. Come here for a second. If you go into the back room there, I got a boy. He's a little bit older than you, but I think you'll like him. And if you could go ask him if he needs any help, that'd be greatly appreciated." And Barney goes to the back. And this guy looks at you, Nezzy, and he says, "I understand. People don't come in here looking for shields, helms, carrying squid hooks and pitchforks. I noticed a pistol in the belt. I wanted to go on adventures when I was young too, but I met the missus."
I hear you. This is not the life I wanted, but it's definitely not the life I want for my son. So if you can take care of him for a few days, and I hope he's a big help to you around the shop. I'll be forever in your debt, and I'll be back to repay you once I'm in a safe place.
I'm going to be real with you for a second. That play date wasn't just for our boys. I was hoping that maybe a person like yourself, I don't have many male friends my age, or within about 5 years, give or take. And it's really difficult to find friends when you're older, you know? Like, it's hard to say, like, "Hey, do you want to go hang out and be a friend?" People think you're kind of weird that way. But I just need a pal. You think maybe when you come back, you could tell me about some of your stories and what you do with that shield?
I will regale you with everything that happens, as much as your ears can handle.
That'd be real nice. It would make my wife happy, too. She's tired of seeing me mope about.
Well, you got yourself a bargain. Here, I need to hop back on the Hackway, but all I have is this $100 to repay you for your kindness at this point.
No, you keep it. Friends don't have to pay friends to watch their kids.
That is something only a pal would do.
I think we both won here today. You have a good evening, Nezbit.
Well. And I'll do like a little sidebar with Barney. I guess Barney's already gone to the back.
Yeah, I mean, you can go back there and say bye or whatever.
Yeah, I'll just go back there and say, I'm sorry that I've gotten you in this mess. I know I haven't always been there, but I only want what's best for you. And what's best for you was not what was at that marble track, and it was not where I'm going. But I think here you can do something that you actually enjoy. You can tinker with some stuff, hang out with someone that's at least somewhat your own age, and I'll be back when I'm safe, okay?
Okay. At what point do I start like stealing stuff?
Never. Never. Why would you think such a thing?
Your friend told me that I had to choose between staying at the bank or a life of crime, and I chose crime because I thought that's what you guys were doing.
Sallie said that? Oh my dear. No.
I didn't really want to choose crime, but it was just two choices. I didn't know what else to do.
No, you're a better man than I. You really are, Barney. And I don't want what I have. I want you to have your own path. And I think this is the next step in your new path, okay?
Okay.
These are good people here. I'm going to be back when I can. And if you can cook up the next new thing to make your old man safe,
I'll get on
that would be amazing.
Sure thing. And he gives you a big hug, one you haven't felt in over a year.
My little barnacle. I love you, boy.
And you head off. As this is happening, Sallie and Tremolo. Jesus. All right. So Sallie is in front, and Barney. Barney's not there. Howdy is there. Howdy, the mock hound dog, and Kank are back there with Tremolo, who has a gun. And Howdy says, "Boy, they sure trust you, don't they, pal?"
Yes, maybe a bit too much. I have to admit, though, Howdy and Crank, I don't much trust you two. So I also I have a bomb here as well. So if either one of you decide to maybe stand to adjust your pants or anything of that such nature, I will have to detonate this bomb. Okay. The whole time that carriage has got going back and forth, and I'm just sliding from one side
as it's moving, you're sliding across the seat with this bomb and a gun.
As I hear voices in the back, I'm gonna tell the driver, I'll be back later, maybe. And I'm going to basically slide my legs in and just flip into the back of the seat.
Yeah, you can do that. You're pretty dexterous.
Tremolo, let's talk.
Oh, hello.
I point my pitchfork at the boys. So, what I'm thinking here is that we need to get Anita and Mr. Dick to come to an agreement. Gentlemen, would you say that it would be nice if Anita didn't keep messing up Mr. Dick's plans?
Well, I guess I never thought about that, ma'am.
And Tremolo, do you think if we could get them to be friends, maybe we could all just be friends?
Yes, I do. I feel like there's not enough communication around here. You guys sent us on a wild goose chase. That was not cool, you guys. And, it's just, if we just all just talk about what's going on, how do we feel? What do we each want out of life? We could all reach agreements and work together. And I really do believe Anita will help us. And yes, maybe she can sit down with Mr. Dick, and now that she'll be able to have you two to take back to Mr. Dick for a sit down, it might give them give her the leeway to have a conversation with Mr. Dick instead of whatever kind of strange, wishy-washy things have been going on between the two of them so far.
So what do you think, Tremolo? Do we let them go back to Mr. Dick now, or do we...
Oh, no. We take them to Anita. And with them, Mr. Dick has to talk to Anita, then. If we just give them away, then we've done nothing. And Anita would have no reason to help us, other than the fact that me and her are very good friends.
But then she'd have the money and these boys. What does Mr. Dick get out of it? So we really would have to maybe get something from her that Mr. Dick could use. Each of them has collateral for the other.
Yes. Well, I kind of feel like, again, she's such a kind person, that when we deliver these two, that she will gladly help us in return.
And you all pull up to Indigo Ranch.
Ah, here we are. This is going to go so well. Trust me. And I'm walking around with a pistol and a bomb.
Hold.
I just hop out of the carriage.
Tremolo.
The door is open. Tremolo is walking out.
Yeah, I'm out of the carriage, and I come back and I peek in. Yes.
Put away the bomb. And
yeah.
and you can go ahead and put away the gun.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. And you go let Anita know that you have something that you would like to talk to her about Mr. Dick. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Go let the guards know and everything.
So Tremolo walks up to and there are like two guys standing out front
2 guards,
all the time.
2 guards with rifles.
Oh, hello, sirs. It's me again. It's Tremolo.
Oh. Hey,
How
little
are
buddy,
you?
got any more bullet wounds?
Oh, no, nothing of that sort. I do have 2 of Mr. Dick's right-hand men. You may have heard of them, Howdy and Kank. And we thought maybe Anita might like to give them a talking to.
One of the guards immediately runs off towards the carriage with a rifle and looks inside and sees Howdy and Kank and goes, "You son of a bitch. Look at you."
I point the pitchfork at him like, step back.
You point at the guard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He goes, "The hell is your problem?"
Anita doesn't get this until she's paid. Until she's talked to Tremolo in there.
Okay. And he starts walking back and he passes by Tremolo. "So you guys are here to make a little cash back after you spent that money on your buddy?"
Oh, I don't know. We just found ourselves in a predicament. They came after us, and we grabbed them, and we thought, now what do we do with them? And
Sure.
And me and Anita, really, we had a smashing time earlier. We really kicked it off well, and I thought, I'll come and speak with my friend Anita. She said if I ever needed any help, that I could come here.
Oh, she did. And he points to the other guard and tells that guy to run off. And you guys stand there for a moment as this guard runs off towards the ranch proper. And he comes back and nods. And he's brought with him more guards who open the gate and allow this carriage to ride into the grounds. At the front of the Indigo Ranch, this abandoned factory that has been converted into a horse ranch in the inside. There's these large shutter doors, and they use these chains to lift them up. You can hear the sound of it kind of coming up, the clatter of metal and chains. And in the background, you can hear the sounds of the horses in their stalls. And Tremolo's here with his pistol. Sallie's got her pitchfork in the carriage with 2 people in their stands on the other side of this door. Anita Indigo, who you had just seen 24 hours ago. And she says, "Tremolo, what is the meaning of this?"
Anita, it's so great to see you as well. We had a run-in with, you may have heard of them, Howdy and Kank. They work for Mr. Dick. Have you heard of them before?
Howdy used to work for me.
Oh, yes, that's right. He mentioned that. I quite forgot. So you know him very well, then. You know exactly who I'm speaking of. Well, uh, they were on our tail.
Tremolo explains to Anita about how Howdy and Kank tried to ambush them, but he and Sallie turned the tables on them and caught them. And he thought that it would be best to come to his friend, Anita, seeing as how she has a rocky relationship with their employer, Mr. Dick. She smiles. Her eyes are still very stony and serious. And she looks over at the carriage and she looks at her guards, and the guards start moving towards the carriage. They all have rifles, so now there's about 6. And they come up, and Sallie, you can see these guards looking in, and Howdy looks at you as they start to kind of descend on the carriage, and he goes, "Well, I sure hope you know what you're doing, ma'am."
And I say to Howdy in Salty's accent, say, "If it goes tits up, there's a park." And I tell him where it is. And I say, "I can meet Mr. Dick there at sunset tomorrow." And it's the park where there were a bunch of kids playing.
Let's hope I'm available to make that kind of message for him.
I'll keep you safe.
He
and
steps out.
I want to get out of the door opposite where everybody is. I'm guessing it's both doors.
Yeah.
Okay. I get out there first, and I come around the back.
Anita, this is my friend Sal. Sal, this is Anita.
Hey, Anita.
And she turns and looks at you. She kind of looks through you. And she turns back to the carriage, and the guards are bringing Howdy and Kank off. They toss his anchor weapon to the ground, this kind of club that he's been using.
Okay. Oh, yes, we might have sort of searched them earlier, maybe. Oh, how silly.
I pick it up.
They start to move towards the ranch. And she kind of kneels down to you, Tremolo, and she goes, "I'd like to thank you for this and tell you that I appreciate you coming to me. It means a lot that you feel as though you could trust me. I find that trust is the foundation of every relationship. Don't you?"
I absolutely do. And that is my whole problem with Mr. Dick. I feel like I can't trust a single thing he says. I feel like he's tried to put one over on me every single time I've done anything for him. And that's why I thought, especially when I heard that you were in a disagreement with him in the first place, I thought that I might be able to help you, and in turn I might be able to get all of this mess with Mr. Dick cleared up as well. Because trust and clear communication is the way forward.
I agree. Trust and clear communication is the way forward.
Yes.
And she turns and looks at Howdy. And she says, "Howdy, I don't think we're going to need you anymore." And you all watch as one of the people with the rifles puts it to Howdy's head and blows his brains out. And stuffing goes everywhere. And she turns back to Tremolo and she says, "As you can see, anytime somebody betrays my trust, I tend to react swift and effectively."
I saw that.
And she points at Kank. And she says, "Bring him inside. Let's see if Kank can gain my trust." And the guards start moving Kank into the factory. Tremolo, was there anything that you and your friend, what did you say her name was?
Sallie?
Was there anything that you all needed? I have beds available if you need somewhere to stay tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, We're in quite a predicament, actually. I don't know exactly how to ask this, but,
Anita,
did you...
you had Oglesby killed.
I think that was a question. Question mark.
No, I think it was a statement. You had Oglesby killed. You wanted all of his men killed. You wanted all of Dick's people killed, which means that you wanted us killed because we were there.
And she looks at you and she says, is that going to be a problem?
What I want to know is it done?
I don't think anything is ever done. There's always work that needs to be done.
But are you done with all of that? Are you still affronted by the canal?
Oh, very much.
Because, Tremolo here likes water.
I do like water. I also like horses a lot as well. We have that in common, Anita. And the slight communication here, lack of connection, is that we had no idea what we were doing when we were there at that factory. That you then had men come in and blow up and take things from. But we are now in the mess of not being blamed for that as well, and for everything disappearing from there. Apparently, there was some money or something, and there was another briefcase that had disappeared. I have no idea. Again, we didn't know what we were doing. But if there was any way that you might be able to help us with that, if there's any way that you might want a sit down with Mr. Dick and, again, communicate your needs with him.
I love this, like, conflict resolution mediation happening. She, with a mockery.
With a mockery.
That's all we want.
And she says,
don't you think you all would work so much better together?
I don't. Unfortunately, I have to disagree. And while I appreciate all of your input as much as it is, I feel the need to tell you that I make the decisions about what my organization does. And it is very important to me that the canal does not go through. And it's also important for me that Mr. Dick understands Hackway Heights belongs to me, and that he doesn't get to come in here and make decisions in my home. And now that you're both standing here, I'd like to ask you if you feel like you need to be making decisions as well.
Well, I mean, in what way, Anita?
Tremolo.
Yes.
I don't care about the money. I don't care what it is that the three of you want to do from here on out. If you need help clearing your name, I might be able to pull some string. But that's it.
That is the help we need, really. Right, Al? Right? Sal?
Yeah, that's the help we need.
While this conversation's happening, David, where are you going after you leave Barney with the shopkeeper and Ronnie?
So I would be hopping back on the Hackway, and based on what Sallie said, I would be kind of meeting around the area that that we stayed the night before with Shira. So I might go around there and just kind of poke around. But since it's been such a quick trip for me, if I don't see anyone there, I'd probably head to Indigo Ranch.
Okay. Because it goes around in a loop, I need 5 rolls.
Oh, man. Okay. 3, 5, 1.
There we go. As you are going down the Hackway, you are fairly close to where the Horticultural Reformatory Park is, which is where you all stayed as prisoners.
Yeah.
And you are drifting on the road, the crackle of electricity above your head. Your driver is weaving in and out. This one's a little bit more responsible. This time you're not bleeding, so you can enjoy the ride a little bit better.
Yep.
There's not a lot of bumping going on every once in a while, but this time it's more playful. Up ahead, you hear this explosion. And 3 or 4 of these hacks, these bumper car, go flipping through the air in front of you. And your driver pulls, comes to a stop, like does that swerve, sliding to the side. We can see your face and his face looking onward as this like explosion happens. And you see this little old lady, tufts of white hair, is running very fast and very athletically through these hacks. She vaults over one and slides behind another that is perpendicular to you all. And she reaches into a pouch and pulls out this metallic rifle that has this like glowing purple orb built into the body of it. And she's breathing heavily. She's got like scratches among her wrinkles, and their little glasses are hanging off of her face by a rope around her neck. And that's when you see she looks at you all and then looks over her shoulder in the direction of the explosion. And you hear the clunking of these massive metallic boots. And the way to describe it, the way that Nezzy would understand it, you see this massive armored figure marching through the flames. It has a helmet with a glass visor, and behind the glass visor you see this, it looks like liquid smoke floating around inside the helmet, and you can make out eyes and a mouth, and it is speaking in this vibrating kind of language that isn't English. The little old lady turns and looks at you, and she says, "I guess you chose the wrong night to get on the Hackway, sweetie. We're going to have a bit of a scuffle." And that's where we're going to stop for this week.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad Barney wasn't a part of that.
I know.